I'm about to reveal how selling digital products completely changed my life. I went from working 12-hour days in the heat as a construction worker, making barely enough money to survive. I saw all the people that I was working with struggling to pay bills. I saw my friends struggling to pay bills. I saw my parents struggling to pay bills. I had to wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and commute an hour to a job site to work all day, then commute an hour home, and I had no time to do anything that I wanted to do. And now I'm making almost $1 million a year at 23 years old, and I am living my dream life. Just this year, I've been able to travel to places like Dubai, Japan, Miami, Spain. I can do whatever I want. I can bring home over $50,000 every single month. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying this because I want you guys to believe that it is possible for you as well, because there's nothing special about me. You can 100% do everything I've done and more. Without the belief that you can, then you never will. But I'm here to give you the belief and to give you the guidance that you need in order to make that happen. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I've done to achieve this, how I've been able to afford this life, and how you can as well, from which products to sell to how to find the products to how to actually create content and sell these products, and everything that you guys need to know down to the last detail. So by the end of this video, you can go ahead and actually get started with this, and you can start building towards that version of yourself that you want to be. And make sure you watch to the end because I do have a special surprise for you. Now, like I said, I want to give you guys a brief rundown of my story and how I ended up doing this so that you can relate and see if this would be a good thing for you to do as well. In 2022, I was working 12-hour days in construction. I was grinding and I literally hated my life. I had to wake up every morning to go build someone else's dream, and it was a blessing because this is what made me discontent enough to actually take action and get started with something. Every morning I woke up, I had this feeling of inferiority. I knew I wasn't doing enough and I knew I wasn't where I was supposed to be, and this caused me to have that urgency and that anxiety towards moving forward. I was in a situation where my back was against the wall. I didn't want to change. I needed to change. And I remember one day I was just so fed up. I started looking at how to make money online videos, came across Iman Gadzi, and as soon as I started watching these videos and I realized there is a different reality where you can educate yourself in a different way and there's a different way to make money, I started diving in deep into self-education and teaching myself exactly what I needed to know, the skills I needed to know, the information. The first thing I tried was a social media marketing agency and I failed, but through trying these businesses and through trying to figure this shit out, I learned an important lesson, and that lesson was you shouldn't be asking which business should I start, but you should be asking what skills should I learn. The reason I failed as social media marketing agency is because it is a combination of a bunch of different skills. The reason I couldn't find any success with e-commerce is because it is a combination of a bunch of different business skills. So there's no point you going to try to start a business if you do not yet know how to sell, how to market, how to build teams and systems. So what I did was I fully committed to learning business skills. I started learning how to sell, I started learning how to build a personal brand, and I started learning how to create content and market myself. And this was the same time that I was aggressively self-educating, and I started to learn that the government can literally just print money from thin air. It's not real and I don't have any of it. So I also started to educate myself on money and finance and banking and how all these systems actually work. And I realized quite quickly that it is a rigged system and you need to know how you can play the game as best as possible to give yourself the best opportunity of freedom. Because I realized I'm here grinding my ass off for $30 an hour and they're printing it from thin air. So if I keep doing this and I do not become more valuable, I'm going to get fucked. So I spent the next 3 weeks looking for a mentor. I connected with mine through a Facebook group. He actually cold outreached me and asked me if I wanted to join his sales agency and he would be my mentor. I said yes. I ended up investing in myself, in my knowledge, in my education. And over the next month, he ended up teaching me sales, which was the first skill that I ever learned. And it's what allowed me to focus on entrepreneurship full time. I got a high ticket commission-based sales role, and within 1 month, I had quit my job. And he actually hired me as a sales rep in his company. So you've probably seen people like Jordan Welsh, Iman Gadzi, Alex Hormozy, all these guys have high ticket digital products, and I was the one on the calls actually selling them for them. These people sell high ticket digital products like coaching, consulting, mentorships, communities, and things of this nature. And because these are big people with lots of knowledge, they are extremely expensive. So for me, I was in their businesses and I was selling their products for them, and I was keeping 10%, meaning if I sold something for $5,000, I would make $500 for taking the call. But what I began to realize is these guys are multimillionaires and I'm making between $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I was still the pawn. I was still someone that didn't have much control or value, but I was making better money and I had a good skill set. But my income was still tied to the time that I had, because at the end of the day, I could only take so many calls. I was taking calls from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. I had no more time. So that's why I decided that I was going to be the one who sold the digital products myself. And that is how I was able to scale from around $100,000 a year to $500,000 a year and up. And that's how I ended up getting started in digital dropshipping. Now, I really want you guys to lock in and focus through this next part, as I'm going to be breaking down exactly what ideas you should have for a digital product, what niches to choose. In part 2, I'm going to run you through the strategy that made me over 7 figures with this. And in part 3, I'm going to run you through how to actually build a successful brand around this. So when it comes to actually deciding on what product you want to sell, the first thing that you want to do is analyze yourself and figure out what you are good at, because the truth is you are the niche. Yes, my friend, you heard that right. You don't need to go copy someone else or find a shitty product. You can create a product with the value that you have already. There's 2 options when it comes to finding a product. You can either create something yourself, or you can find a offer or a product that aligns with your skill set and your knowledge and your personality, and you can partner with that person and sell their digital product. I did the latter because I had gone through a program myself and I saw how valuable it was, and because it had taught me the skills that I wanted to teach other people, I just decided that that was going to be the product that I sold. Most of the best online education platforms come from solving a problem. So the first thing that you should do is think about your past self and what they needed. Ask yourself these 2 questions. What big problems did you solve in your own life over the last 2 years, and how did you solve them? Because believe it or not, you already have a lot of knowledge in your mind, and even if you're only at level 4 or level 3 of something, you can still teach people at level 1. For example, I actually went through and solved my own problem of not making money by learning skills and by learning new information. I was able to solve that problem for myself. I went from being broke to being wealthy. So now I have the ability to solve that problem for other people through the knowledge, through the skills, and through the information that I have. So for me personally, I found a digital product that I believed in. I went through it and I got really, really good results, and it basically took me from 0 to 100 very quickly. So this way, I believed in it, I trusted it, I knew it worked, I knew it got good results, and I knew it was one of the best digital products that there is out there. And it also solved my problems and gave me the ability to now help other people do the same. This also helped me a lot when I was marketing it, because I know the exact position they're in and the exact information they need to fix that. I know the exact type of people I need to target in my content and help change so they can get the same results that I did. So if you're watching this video right now and you haven't actually solved any problem yourself, the first step is to probably get into a digital product yourself, solve your own problems so that you can then expand and help other people do the same. Do not try to launch a high ticket digital product around making money if you haven't made good money before. Same if you're in the fitness niche. Don't try to sell a fitness program on how to lose weight if you're still fat as shit. Instead, like I said, think about what you're good at, solve your own problems, then you can get into a position where you can now create your own digital product or sell someone else's. So pause the video, think about the things that you're actually good at right now and the things that you have expertise in, and write them down, because these are things that you could potentially create a digital product around. Answer those, and when you're finding or creating a product, ask yourself one question. If you could go back and speak to your past self, what would be the one thing that you would teach them? The other option, as I stated previously, is finding someone's product that you resonate with and marketing that for them. This is such a good option for beginners. If you haven't solved a problem or you haven't actually got that expertise or knowledge of yourself, you can come in and you can sell a digital product and make a commission. On a high ticket product, that would make you anywhere from $1,800 to $10,000 per sale. That's crazy, right? If you want the same opportunity that I had when I got started to find this digital product and go through and learn the skills, I will leave a link to booking a call below so that you can have the same opportunity I did in terms of mentorship, coaching, and also having the right products. Now, make sure you only schedule a call if you are 100% committed and ready to get started. Part 2 is then finding your target avatar and target audience. And when you're doing this, the main thing, once again, is to think about your past self. What problems did you used to face? For me, for example, I was working in construction. I hated construction. I had a lot of pain attached to wanting to get out of that situation, and I didn't know how. So if that was my younger self, when I now go to make my content and target my avatar, I would be targeting young people working a trade that want to get out of that trade, but they do not know how, because that was a problem that I had. Now it's a problem I have the ability to solve. So you're going to think about your past self and you're going to make all your content targeted towards that. I would also start by writing out 10 of their problems and 10 of their desires. So now you know exactly what to appeal to and speak about in your content. Now, when it comes to targeting this avatar, it might take a couple months to build a strong audience. It might take a couple days. You can't really predict these things with content. All you can do is focus on the input. If you're posting 3 videos a day, every day for 60 days, targeted to one avatar, I guarantee you'll make money and I guarantee your life will change. But as soon as you have a strong audience and you can start getting sales, then you're unstoppable. It's also important to try to target an avatar that you know has money. So it probably wouldn't be smart to start targeting students because they're not going to be able to afford your product in the first place. You want to target people that have jobs and that have willingness to act in order to get out of those jobs. platforms. If you want a masterclass based on how to actually build your audience and use that and leverage that to make sales and sell digital products, DM me on Instagram, say skills, and I'll send it to you and help you get started. Completely free, no strings attached. The final part is just systemizing and building strategies and teams moving forward. The biggest problem people in this space have is a lack of consistency. It's not about the product, it's not about their marketing, but it's their lack of systems. They don't have a plan, they don't have a framework to follow, they don't know what the fuck is happening. They're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. The first thing you should take into consideration is getting a sustainable content strategy. How can you consistently post across different platforms without burning out or getting overwhelmed? You need to find where you have your unique angle and where you can excel. For me, I like making YouTube videos, I like making short form content. Some people are massive on Twitter. Whatever it is for you and wherever you're best, do it all. Get really good and try to excel at one platform, and that'll trickle onto your other platforms. Are you comfortable enough to speak into a camera? Even if you are, do it more often and you'll get far more comfortable speaking to a camera. If you're not as good at speaking to a camera, maybe you start on Twitter and then you start to transfer over to short form as well. The main thing with this is playing to your strengths and actually just creating a sustainable content strategy. For me, this looked like outsourcing certain people and putting teams in place so that I could focus on what I am best at and I could have other people focus on what they're good at, and you build teams and you build systems and you build strategies around what you're doing. Think about all these factors and open up a Miro board and really design what your content strategy is going to look like. Create a funnel on how you're actually going to get sales with your product. If you're not familiar on how to do that and you need help, then there's going to be, once again, a link below for you to book in a call with ABC, and we can guide you through the whole thing step by step. This will really help you build a lifelong personal brand that's going to be an asset for you for the rest of your life and obviously make you financially stable. And always keep in mind, building a brand is not about flexing money, flexing cars, or any of that bullshit. It is about helping people and making them realize that they should stop being a dopamine junkie. It is about helping people, helping them realize that they should stop being a dopamine goblin scrolling all day and they should be using their phones to make money. Building a personal brand is going to be something that allows you to make, 1, a really good living, 2, make an impact on people, and 3, be a positive force for change. Now you need to also think about how you can gain the trust of random strangers on the internet. This is going to happen because you're authentic, because you're honest, and because you're creating valuable, perspective shifting content. Nothing is better than watching a video and coming away from it feeling like something changed, feeling like you're now different. And I'm not talking about how to make money advice. I'm not talking about anything guru-ish. I'm talking about you need to realize that you have limitless potential. You just need to have a vision, a clear plan, and then you need to execute and believe that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. Give them advice, give them guidance that is going to help them change their life. Spark that fire inside of them, because that's how they're going to remember your name. If you can't genuinely help people and change perspectives with your content, they will most likely not end up coming back. So to recap, here is how I would make a shitload of money today if I was going to do so with a digital product. I would find the biggest problem that I had solved for myself in the past. I would use the solution that I had to that problem as the idea for this product. Then I would market it and give genuine advice as to how I would solve that problem to the people in my content. And when they would want more help, I would then sell them the product that genuinely helps and changes and impacts their life. Now, I want you guys to truly believe that this is going to change your life, because I guarantee you and I promise you this completely changed my life forever. When I was 22, I was completely directionless. I had no meaning in life. And 2 years later, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can look after my family. I have no more pain. I have all the freedom I've ever wanted. And you guys can have it too. All you need to do is find the right knowledge, have the right vision, break that down into a plan, and believe that it's possible. If you can do those 4 things, I guarantee everything will change. I had less than $1,000 in my bank account, guys. I had no meaning. I could not stand to wake up every day and live that fucking bullshit ass life anymore. So I found the person who could get me out of that situation, and they did it. And it's not just me that's fucking doing this, guys. Cooper Ward escaped his soul-sucking construction job just like I did, and now he makes $10,000 a week. Asher left his FIFO job, and now he makes $11,000 a week. Tavita quit his barber job, and within 30 days he was making $10K in a week. So the question is, why can't you do the same? You might think it's not going to work. You might think you're not special. You might have all the excuses in the world, but the truth is, time is ticking, and it doesn't give a fuck about your excuses. In 3 months, everything can look completely different for you, but not if you don't take action. The choice is yours. I'm here to give you the information and the knowledge that you need, but I can't do the work for you. Like I said, if you want to get results like me, Cooper, Tavita, Asher, there's going to be a link to booking a call below. I hope to see you inside. If not, I will see you at the top. Love.